answers?
Boss Cowboy.
You can't handle the truth.
Bringing real back. He speaking his mind. They like, ooh, he violent.
Where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy.
You want answers?
Where your voice matters.
You want answers?
That was easy.
You can't handle the truth.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Man. DMV, what's up, boy?
Ain't much, bro. Ready to talk. Ready to talk.
Yeah, we got to get into both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Let's talk some ball, man. Let's get right to it.
Been a long time coming.
So, yeah, very important topic.
Okay.
Obviously, I want to hear from you. You got the RB1 hat on, so kind of want to hear your case for what's on your heart.
Yeah, bro. Biggest thing with this whole running back situation, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? Brian Broaddus and James Slater, they came out and they asked their sources. I'm assuming that they're scouts within the team or front office people that they trust if they're finished with the running back position. And the answer right now is yes, right? So for me, that's not a good enough answer right now because I feel like when the Dallas Cowboys get that running game going, they overdo it in the running back room. They don't just say, we're okay. They overdo it. And what I mean by that is in 2016, you think Zeke was the only move that they made? They drafted Zeke at 4. Not only did they do that, in that August, and I keep bringing up this point, they brought in Alfred Morris, a measured veteran who had success. And what that did was it created insurance in that room. When we had Julius Jones, we had Marion Barber. When we had DeMarco Murray, we had Joseph Randle. And then we didn't have anything behind Joseph Randle. No, we had McFadden behind him. But that was kind of the case of where we are right now, where we'll be okay because we have that offensive line. This formula in the past has failed us time and time again. And where we are with this running back room, I could see this team being a pass-first team again. What do I mean by that? You signed 2 running backs in places that needed running back just as bad as we did. Like the running backs that we signed, Carolina, they not only signed Rico from us for $2.75 million, but they drafted Trevor Etienne with Jonathan Brooks having his knee all jacked up. And then you look at Denver, they were in the running back hunt just like we were. And we got their starter for the last 2 years on our team. So we have to look at the quality of the guys that we got. And then the draft, you draft a 5th rounder and a 7th rounder. So I personally think if out of 10, you say, where are we in the running back situation? I put us at about a 4.
So what it come down to me, DMV, is fit.
That, yeah.
It's about philosophy and fit. So when I was looking at Chubb in the film session, I wasn't going into it sold. I was going into it raw to be sold. So I wanted to see, did this running back fit what my head coach said that he wanted in his offense? So everything that I'm doing in this offseason is geared to what my head coach said that he wanted. One of the main reasons I was on Booker, this is not to spot the football. This is just to be honest on what really made me super heavy on him is obviously I love the physicality. But then it was also when I heard my head coach say very loud, the identity of my offense, I wanted to be physical. So when I look in the backfield and I look at what we currently have, I don't see an overwhelming physicality to our backfield.
No, I don't either.
I see decent. I see good. I see he can work. I see a committee, but I don't see that punch. I don't see that. I don't see that. What's his name for Pittsburgh? We talked about him the other day. DMV. Bettis. I don't see that Bettis. I don't see that guy. That's that hammer. That show enough hammer. And I'm not gonna lie. When DMV was first pushing it, I wasn't hyped. But then when I started watching the film and I started mixing it with the vision and O'Brien, I super got hyped.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be quiet and let you talk.
That's exactly what I saw the entire time, bro. We want to map scheme. We want to be able to run at you. We want to promote physicality. And what we brought in here are we got one in the possible probably in the room. One in the possible. And we know in spades that hand that ain't cutting it, bro. It's not cutting it. So I'm totally on board with what you're saying. Fit. The only thing we can't do on this offense, which is why we drafted Booker in the first place, is punch you in the mouth. We will waste that pick at 12 if we don't go get somebody that can punch us in the mouth for 4 quarters.
Right. I don't see the punch you in the mouth guy. And then I do also want to speak to kind of like the rumors and the complacency that's out in Cowboy Nation, right?
Yeah.
And then Steve asks the boss, who's the choppy video? Now the audio is good. I'm figuring it out. I'm just figuring it out. You know, like my computer is right now being worked on. So this is my plan B. So, but we still got to do work. So it's not perfect right now, but I'm trying to perfect it. But going back to what I was saying, you know, to me, DMV, a lot of people are trying to hang on the fact that, you know, people like Brian Broder said they're done. I don't understand how that makes Cowboy Nation just stop using their voice. I don't get that. I don't get how we don't know yet that our voice matters. I don't get how that we don't see that they really want to hear what makes us happy. See, that's what also pissed me off about the Pickens pick, is it makes me believe that they said, okay, you got your toy, shut up. Yeah. And it's like, no, we asking for just a very small investment into Chubb. Can you talk about the investment that you researched with Chubb and why this don't make sense for us to be quiet?
Yeah, bro. When I looked it up, I looked on SpoTrack. A lot of people know SpoTrack.com, and I looked up his market value. So for me, right, my realistic expectation is a 1-year rental of Nick Chubb. And so that's what SpoTrack.com has. They have him as a 1-year rental for somebody for $3.3 million. And if you ask me for the role that I'd want Nick Chubb to play in this offense, I think $3.3 million is a steal. Not only that, but a lot of people want to bring up injuries. They want to bring up the risk. This is low risk, super high.
Low risk.
Miss
super high.
And it won't all be guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to miss $3.3 million with what we have on the cap.
Got Tuck in the building. What's up, bro? He said, right. And see, this is the big deal, bro. For us to be like not pushing for a $3 million investment for this type of upside would be basically selling out. You selling out. Like, you gotta fight for this, Cowboy Nation. Goddamn. Like we really over here saying that we gonna let them say they done. Oh, we're done. You know what you mean you done? So let me tell you how I see it, DMV. I want to get your opinion on this, bro.
Sure.
When I looked at Chubb film, and when I look at the market value, it reminds me of Saquon. This is what I mean. Saquon was coming off injury. He was being called the old injury guy.
Yes.
Cowboy Nation didn't want him. I know you did. I did. But we was in the minority, dog. Right?
Yeah.
So when I look at Saquon, when he went to the Eagles, he was trying to redeem his name. He was trying to show the league that these old vet backs got value. Me first. So I see us with Chubb having a similar thing. where just like Philly brought him in for cheap to where he's trying to restore his name on the field. I feel like Dallas Cowboys, you can do this same thing. You can do it. You can say, you know what? We saw it work. Obviously, we're not saying Chubb is Saquon, but in terms of physicality and how he fits us and what he's trying to do, it's a perfect fit at that low cost.
You say cheap. I want to say like Saquon cost last year, like what, maybe $8 million or maybe more than that. It might have even been double-digit millions. We're talking about $3 million here, bro. $3 million. Like at this point, bro, like what are we doing? I think we're being stubborn is what we're doing. But I have heard this stuff. They might be done right now, but it doesn't mean that they won't be done the entire time. I think they want to see what they have. We already kind of know what Nick Chubb is, and I think that they want to see what these young guys can do. Now, if you ask me, what they might be doing is giving Deuce Vaughn every opportunity to still make this damn roster, which, you know, that's the politics of it right there. I mean, my thing is I just need the best 3 running backs. I don't need 4. I need 3 running backs and Hunter Lipke. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's another one too. He's another one who's physical, but we won't give him the ball. You know what I'm saying? If they could sell me on that, boss, that they be giving Hunter Lipke the ball, we might not be talking right now. But they're not going to give him the ball. So, with that being said, bro,
I'm gonna be honest, man.
Go ahead.
Bro, I don't even want to hear that, bro, to be honest. This is what I mean by that. I think Vach had off-season wisdom.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Period. When he talked about when you compare Philly to us, and he said 4 times that he hated to bring up Philly, but he had to say this, which a lot of people just really sometimes go turn their stomach at, but it's true. And it was just true. Philly will go get a veteran rental, throw them in for competition to push their drafted guys down, make them compete for their job.
Yeah.
And if you can swim, you stay on the team. What we do is we take some average guys to make it safe for Deuce, to make it safe for
Correct.
Hunter Lipke. So we'll go get, you know, because see, like if you bring in Chubb, now them rookies got to really work. Now you got to really fight for your job. And this protection of our drafted guys, when you got a $3 million Chubb, that even if he was washed, which I don't believe he is, just the competition in that room would just super grow, and it just frustrates me, DMV.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I so just to let you know, I'm not over at all, bro. I'm just trying to understand why they would do things the way that they're doing it. Not saying that I agree with it at all. If I could be 100% honest with you, I think somewhere along the line we've gotten really bad at evaluating the running back position as an organization. Somewhere somebody made it a point to not want to bring in a running back that is, I mean, and maybe it's because of Zeke. Maybe they felt like Zeke beat them in negotiations, and we don't want that type of runner in here again. And we're going to continue to try and do this committee thing so we don't spend as much money. And it has hurt us. You know what I'm saying? Even with Zeke, we still didn't take it serious. We didn't take it serious. We didn't give Pollard enough reps, or we didn't continue to bring in backs that would challenge that room. We just did it completely wrong. If you look at teams that do it right, they continue to draft backs over and over and over. If I'm being honest, I think the Rams drafted another damn back this year, and they got Corum last year, and they have Keenan Williams. You know what I'm saying? So you look at San Fran, they keep a plethora of backs. You look at Miami, they keep a plethora of backs. I think that you kind of have to always be looking to kind of add to that room and add competition. And I'll leave this little blurb before we move on because it's important, bro. Because we talk about feel. I got into it with somebody with Outlaw yesterday about feel of the position, right? And so I'm gonna go to my playing days. There was this he's a Cowboy fan too. Young Mike, I forget what Mike's last name is, but Mike came into Howard from Dallas. So he played with Crabtree on that team over there. I don't know if you remember that team.
Oh, for real? Oh, you went to get some
Yeah.
Carter boy?
Yeah. So Mike came in as a freshman. I'm a walk-on. This would have been my third year. So I'm coming off of a hell of a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the field as a walk-on. And a lot of people thought that I could have started that year. And, you know, I knew what I was. I am a parrot back. I knew I was a parrot back. I knew I could do damage, but I mean, at the end of the day, I knew I was a parrot back, right? I'm just keeping it I'm keeping it a buck looking back now. So Mike came in. Now I know he had injuries. He was a Power 5 kid, but he had an injured knee, and we somehow landed him at Howard. And when I looked at him day one, and I watched him in drills, and I watched his body build, and I looked at him, I knew he was better than me. I knew he was capable of being RB1, and he just had a temperament that he was born with. You know what I'm saying? He had a tree trunk neck. You know what I'm saying? He had legs that was built like Bo Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I remember coaches saying, "Look at the ass on that kid." Like, you know what I'm talking about, boss. Like RB1, like I'm putting the RB1 mindset, but it is a lifestyle. And you know when you see it. And you look at a guy like Frank Gore and you ask yourself, in a room with Willis McGahee and Clinton Portis, like, why did Frank Gore, before the injury, why did he keep beating those guys out? Because he had something in here, and his body composition was just completely different than those dudes, bro. So I just kind of wanted to leave that blurb when we're talking about a Nick Chubb, because Nick Chubb embodies everything that an RB1 is. And I look at our room right now, and I don't see one.
And then the most important thing I'm also not seeing is a winter back.
Yes.
Where's our winter back? So I told my brother, I just told him, because he obviously excited about Pickens, and everybody should be excited about Pickens. That's a good weapon. But I told him one thing, and he said, "Man, I love you, brother." I said, "Bro, winter is coming." And he said, "Man," I said, "Literally." He said, "Literally winter." I said, "Yes, bro." I said, "What we gonna do when it turn cold?" Well, I said, "When is the playoff?"
Throw the damn ball.
So
throw the ball.
What back fits that style? What back
What we
do
gonna
we
do in the
have
rain?
now that you
What we gonna
can
do in the
fully lean on? You don't have it.
Yep.
That's why I
Right.
don't understand people want to be quiet. I don't understand people like, they told us they finished. Oh, you go just take that? Nah, bro. We
Hell
can't
no.
take that. Did we take that with wide receiver too? No. We
Hell
was
no.
pissed.
We raised
We
hell.
talked about it.
If anything, boss, we should have been raising hell for RB1 more than our wide receiver 2. Because of what we drafted
I
at
definitely
12.
agree.
What we drafted at 12
Right.
and what you told us we was going to do, you know, right now we're leaving that part out. We're leaving out the physicality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We are built to, like Tuck said, we're not built for a winner. We're built to show up.
We built for the summer.
Yep.
We really are. I mean, and so I don't want Cowboy Nation to just get content. Like, okay, we got Pickens. And that's what's really bothering me is I sense it, man. I really sense it. So, like, for instance, I had this sense when we was getting ready to play Green Bay. And everybody was buying into that home field advantage. And the more and more people bought into it, the worse I felt. Because McCarthy also talked about it. Me and Tuck dealt with this. And we was the minorities in this fight. And Mike McCarthy said that the team doesn't play well when they go in confident. So, or too confident, basically like front runners. And so the environment was, oh, they finna blow out Green Bay. Green Bay just happy to be there. And we was putting that out there. I feel that same environment now. I feel that environment that, okay, we got Pickens. Okay, we good. And it's like, no, we too close to lose our aggression. Like, people forget what really made them go so hard is because Steven said that the anger of the fans motivate me.
Mm-hmm.
And that he talked about having to change the narrative. He said it over 6 times at the Senior Bowl. It was the Fire Jerry campaign. It was the people mad and checked out, not going to training camp. Now that we got Pickens, it's almost like we ready to be like, hey, I'm ready to go to training camp and I'm ready to throw my cowboy flag and rah-rah. Even though, yes, root for your team, but we gotta stay mad and stay aggressive.
Yes. Yeah. We can't get complacent, bro, because here's the thing. What has being complacent ever gotten us as a fan base here? This is the first time in my time really covering this team that I feel like the fans really they're really trying to understand the pulse of this fan base. And them going to go get Pickens the way that they did, them going to go be aggressive and getting Joe Milton the way that they did, it let me know that they valued the things that we talked about. We knew Cooper Rush wasn't good enough. They tried to sell us on that, but we knew Cooper Rush as a backup wasn't good enough, and we knew he wasn't going to push Dak to the next level. I do think that Joe Milton is going to push Dak into having to be a better player. If not, this young boy going to come in here and it's going to be whispers. You know what I'm saying? And Milton might be looking over his shoulder how he was looking over Tony's. And second, with Pickens, we knew we needed another threat. We were tired of Jalen Tolbert and them trying to sell us on that. And you know what I'm saying? Key Allen to Dallas and those things. I mean, how many impressions did that campaign get, bro?
It probably got up to now about 2 million.
So think about this. That got to 2 million, and what they said was we could do better than that. They want to keep Allen. That's what we do. We gonna go get Pickens. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they overdid that. So what I'm asking right now is, we do this Nick Chubb Dallas, they might outdo what we're even asking for.
Good point. And that's why we got to fight, bro. So the hashtag for this is easy. Hashtag Nick Chubb to Dallas. Listen, we don't know if they go do it. We don't know. But what I don't believe in is just crying. I don't believe in that. I believe that our voice matter. I believe we are powerful together. And I know this. Jerry and Steven and Charlotte get a report every day or every other day about what we're saying on Twitter. You telling me that it wouldn't get their attention if they got a report that said, hey, man, the fans are really, really pushing for Nick Chubb. You see how they're excited about Pickens. You see how they starting to spin, right? Let's just go ahead and get them Nick Chubb or better, to like what DMV said. Or let's try to outdo that. If they're excited about a running back, let's see if they'll do better. Like they did. Like, obviously, yeah, they did that. Like, we was pushing Keenan Allen 2 million impressions on that. They got a report on that. They got a report. Like, if we don't work this hashtag Nick Chubb to Dallas campaign, they go just leave us like how Brian Broderick said. They gonna be like, they're done. No, we're not done. No, we're not happy.
Let's ask why Brian even in the first place. Why did Brian feel like he needed to go to his source, right, and ask this question? Because I'm pretty sure Brian don't like going to his source with BS, right? I think that whenever he goes and asks a question, he wants it to be meaningful. I mean, he's been a scout for so long. I'd imagine when he was a scout, he didn't want nobody wasting his time with some crap. I believe Brian really was prying because he's looking, and he probably got the question mark too. I don't want to speak for him, but why would he ask the question? Why would Jane ask the question? They asked the question because it's a good question. Because nobody on our roster right now, besides Miles Sanders, has had success as an RB1 in this league. And getting Jadon Blue, you could damn near almost write Miles Sanders off this roster. But if he is on this roster and you got him and Jadon Blue, it doesn't marry what we said we was going to do.
And real quick, so Anthony Mickens said, y'all hyping Chubb a little too much. Who
I don't think, listen
and
to
when?
It's not, it's about the fit.
I know he's not listening. Because where's the hype? And let me ask you a question. Is it hype to say you would rather have Chubb than Sanders?
No.
Or is that common sense?
That's common sense.
Is it hype
bro.
to say you rather have Chubb than Williams? Or is that common sense?
I think the tape showed you.
Don't be that person that want to fight. It did. And then I was going to say this. Anthony, we did a public film session on this, bro. It's in the public. I would have asked anybody to do the same. Go show us how. And if you show me this, I'll pay you $200. I will pay you $200. I'll give you the week to do this. Show me where Williams and Sanders is a better fit than Chubb by the film, and I will pay you $200. Now, me and DMV did live to improve this team. So it's like, and when we trying to improve the team, I don't understand pushback and just accepting good with what we got. Like, why would anybody do that?
Yeah, I know. And I just look at it. It's not about hype, like you said. It's about fit. And I think that he makes it so that Jadon Blue can do what Jadon Blue does. It makes it so that we don't force him to have to do the things that we know he's not good at. You know what I'm saying? Well, now OTAs and camp, we got to see him run in between the tackles. We have to see those things. But I would much rather him learn behind somebody that understands patience, that understands blocking schemes, that understands how to approach games, than to go into a room with a whole bunch of other guys that don't. Like, as much as I like Williams, and I like, my plan includes, like, my running back plan includes Williams and Chubb on the 53 man, along with Jadon Blue. But we look at Williams by himself. He's been their primary starter in Denver for 2 years. And from what I understand, I want to say for the people who love PFF, because PFF, I really just like them for showing positioning and stuff like that. But for the people that like PFF, I want to say, I could be wrong. Y'all can let me know. But I thought Denver was one of the better O-lines this year for PFF. And he only rushed for 500 yards in 17 games. He played 17 games. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that love the averages and stuff, but I understand why his average was that way. He missed some reads. He missed some reads. You know what I'm saying? Left some yards on the field with that. Now, with that being said, valuable in the passing game and all of that type of stuff. But like I said, I just don't think it's enough. I think that it's a good piece to have, and let's just bring it home. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, it's about being aggressive and bringing it home, bro. I think you said it best, bro. Like, my boy got a good question. He said, who they gonna cut in the running back room, though? This is my deal on that question. You can send a couple of them running backs to the practice squad. If them young bulls ain't looking like they better than Chubb, then you got to go get red-shirted. You got to go to Wanye Thomas route. You know, you got to go pay your dues as being a dummy for the first team defense. Like, we don't throw rookies out there. Stephen Jones loves, he believes the best way to contain the budget is to just throw them rookies out there. It's a better option with Chubb than the rookies, then you send them rookies to the practice squad. and then the
Yeah,
rest of those guys be on your roster to go fight with.
yeah, and also I look at it this
We
way, bro.
overprotect them dudes.
Yeah, but we got to look at it this way. Went how many rounds undrafted? He went 5, and he went 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? We got him in the 5th. Maffa got passed over 6 times by every other team. I'm pretty sure you get their ass back. But I think Jadon will be on the roster. But Deuce, ain't nobody fighting you for Deuce Vaughn. They didn't fight. They didn't fight you for him the other couple times you cut him. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't gonna fight for him now. We can get these guys back on practice squad if you like them enough. But I also think that, like I said, we've been struggling with being able to evaluate the running back position in Dallas. And I don't know when it started. We used to be good at it. Right now, I don't know who's head of scouting when it comes to that, but might want to take a look at yourself because, I mean, I think we're leaving a lot to be desired.
So the question is, he said, why everybody sleep on Phil Maffa? I just feel like stop babying these draft picks. Stop treating them like babies and treat them like men. So
Yeah,
my question is, did Dak needed to be treated like a baby when he needed to? No,
no,
he was a damn man. Did Bland needed to be treated like a baby when he was coming in as a 5th rounder and needed to take out a veteran dog ass Jordan Lewis? No, he accepted the challenge and he had to go man on man and take out the veteran. We overprotect these dudes. Like, it's not sleeping on Phil. It's making Phil fight to be a goddamn pro. So like
that part.
one of the rules of the art of war, he said that if you want your men to fight with valor and super courage, he said, put them where their backs are against impossible odds. Put them with a mountain behind them, and the only way they gonna live is they gotta kill the enemy. He said, you will never see your men fight with so much valor. In other words, make them dudes feel like if I don't win, I'm out the league. Then you go get the best out of Maffa. Yeah, if you want to see Phil, bring in Chubb and say, all right, you got to beat him out. Now you go get somebody that's going to stay up late to study. Now you go get somebody who really paying attention to that playbook, who going in there to kill every play and stack good days. It's not sleeping on them. It's what Vosh talked about. Bring in guys that's vets that can say, listen, either you go sink or you go swim. If you sink, you're out of here. If you swim, you go be a legend.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk to something. Remember, I talked about the youngin from Dallas Carter that I felt was better than me, right? Because we played balls, we understand the importance of this. I wasn't going to let him just beat me out. I was going to figure out a way. You know what I'm saying? I was going to try and figure out a way to make sure that I played, and I wasn't going to just, you know what I'm saying, give in, because that's just not the competitor that I was. And I'm looking at these guys, and I look at Phil Maffa, and you guys are so high on them. If we're so high on them, why do we not want them to compete? If we feel that high about him, then, hey, he should be able to beat some guys out. It's just like that. It's not so much about sleeping on him. Like, I saw his tape, and I just want to see. I want to see what he does with us. I want to see maybe he was held back at Clemson. Maybe there's some things with NFL coaching that he can get better at. That's what you got camp for, and that's what the preseason games are for. You know what I'm saying? Practice has got to be practiced, and games got to be played.
So we got us a super chat. He said, fellas, I like the Chubb idea. However, I'm fixing my defense first. Too many of our superstars on defense will be out until early November. E.T. Reader. Well, and that's why the name of the show is both of them.
Both.
In this particular thing, it don't have to be one or the other. It should be both.
Yeah.
Like, without thinking, it should be both. It's because the cost. We should be walking and chewing bubblegum on this one. Because we're not asking for that much.
And still have leftovers.
We asking for $3 million and still have leftovers. So you go free up a lot of money when you sign. You're sitting on $36 million right now. You can get Chubb for $2 million and a bonus. Why we can't do both? Like, this is something to where it's not one or the other. We should be for both. So this is what I'm calling a winter plan. It's two things that's on my winter plan that you gotta have that you don't have now. Another one tech to assist Mozzie, a vet, and Chubb. You
Yes.
need those two things for the winter, or you're not ready for you're not. So that's why I'm really show both. So the war is over now. It's no more wars on running back versus trenches. It's no more weapons versus trenches. We have united. It's both of them. The hashtag is both of them now. It's not one or the no. It's both. And we should be fighting for both. Like, listen, I wasn't going to push Chubb until I saw it. Once I saw the film and did the work with my brother DMV, I would be a damn fool not to push for this winner back. I would be an absolute nut to make it about trenches versus running backs. No, it's both, and we pushing both. So we're going to walk and chew both.
I love it. I love it, bro. And I seen somebody say in the comments, Nick Chubb is the same thing as having Javonte and Miles. We can have the best RB, but that's not going to stop the run. That part I disagree with, just because I do want both, right? I think both is very, very important. But a good running back can also keep the defense off the field. But I would love to have both, but I'm just talking about there's levels to what we want to be able to do. And I wouldn't compare those and say that they're the same. Just with that. Just like DT, all DTs ain't created equal either. And I like that the super chat had reader. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love for the people that in the chat see what reader's market value is and what that would do for us.
Yeah, bro. So, like, I really, Cowboy Nation, I want us aggressive, man. That's the bottom line. I want us aggressive. Just, it don't take 1,000 of us, man. It take a few of us that's willing to fight. That's what it takes. Yep. It don't take thousands. It take hundreds. It take hundreds that's willing to hashtag to at the Dallas Cowboys. I at them at least 6 times a day. I hashtag at least 15 to 20 times a day. I'll be sitting on the toilet and I hashtag 3 as I let out 3, So it's like we ain't talking about hard work. What we talking about is being a nuisance for what we want. We talking about having the aggression that we saying we want our front office to have. I would never understand saying how we want them to be aggressive and we passive. I would never understand that. If we want them to be aggression, why don't we show aggression, bro? Like, I mean that. Like, we should be showing them that we not asking for a lot, man. You asking for a $3 million back and a probably vet DT. We not asking for nothing. We asking for just complete the circle. We got the Eagles coming up, man. If we don't have the winter right, we gonna fucking get mopped.
Yeah. And not to keep bringing up,
man, you better not walk into Philly with them old green ass DTs.
You're right. You absolutely right, bro. And when I say about Philly is Philly could have like $5 million on the cap, and they still gonna find a way to get that run. If there was a running back out there for $10 million, they're gonna sign him and the DT, and the DT could cost $10 million too, and they're gonna find a way to swindle that money, bro. We got money, dog. We got money. This roster is still not complete. Like I said, I would rather go over the top than to say we're good, because we're good for 27 damn years. We're good. We all right. It'll be all right. I want to see how it grows. Nah, bro. Create that competition. Like y'all said in these press conferences. I'm not seeing the competition in that running back room for real. Not seeing the competition really in that DT1 tech room. The two areas that we need to be able to carry out the plan. We got to do it.
Right,
we gotta
winter. Right.
Finish the plan.
And Russell said, what you going to do? Cut Miles Sanders?
Hell yeah. He was only 1 year, $1 million. $1.3 million. What? Hell yeah, I'll cut Miles Sanders. Bro, Do you know how much money we got in cap? That dead money ain't shit, bro. That dead money ain't nothing. You mean we want to do cut Miles Sanders? Hell yeah. Miles Sanders will be
Yeah,
sitting
you
back
kind of. He said
easy.
that like he was Saquon. You know,
For me,
oh, bro, you listen. And then what did we do with Morris? Remember we signed Morris when Zeke was holding out, and we signed him like he was gonna be some type of leverage. The moment Zeke came back, we cut him.
easy.
It's like,
Easy.
hey, so let's like we listen. I know $1 million is a lot to us. 3 million is the world to us, but in the cap, that's very low budget. So we're not asking for nothing. That's what I'm saying. We're not asking for anything that's out of bounds. We're not asking to go spend 10 million on Chubb. We're not asking to spend 8 million. We talking about a $3 million value. We talking about something.
I can't do this, bro. Like people are like making it seem like Chubb is okay on the prove it deal. Bro, Carolina cut his ass. What the hell are we gonna do? Like, bro, what? Carolina cut him. And they needed a back. Yo, we gotta stop thinking just because they got a star in their helmet that we just saving some damn charity case here. Just because we put a star in his helmet, he could get better. When the hell is that?
Right.
When the hell is that work for us in 27 damn years, bro? Nah.
Right.
I'll tell you what has worked. What we did with the Pickens and going to get somebody with some damn talent. That works. Go get some talent. All these backs.
Right.
And Carolina running back a damn knee falling off, and they still cut Miles Sanders. They still cut him. Why we act like Miles really got an opportunity? Like Miles could just turn into Miles of old. We still don't know what our O-line is, bro. We still don't know what our O-line is. That's why you bring in the veteran who knows what fronts he looking at, what the blocking scheme is, and all of that type of stuff. But not just a veteran that has had some success. And we showed it to you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about some Maffa. Maffa ain't taking the damn snap yet, bro. He ain't taking a snap yet. And quite frankly, the snaps that I saw at Clemson, never mind. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Never mind.
Oh, DMV don't want to put that on the video. Hey, I'll put it like this, bro. Russ, I love you, man. I appreciate your input. Just remember what you saying that Chubb hurt way too much was exactly what they were saying, Saquon. So we got to sometimes look at this like the stock market. You got to know when it's time to buy. See, when you want Saquon after he done did everything he did last year, it's too late. The time that you should have bought Saquon is when everybody was saying what you said. He's injury prone. Because guess what? You could have got him at the Philly price. But you can't get him at the Philly price after they prove. That's why I'm saying you want to bring him now. But he's trying to restore his value. And you have him in the committee. You go get him to try to earn that back. And you preserving him for playoffs. So it's like, nah, man, this is where you bomb like the stock. You buy a stock cheap and you ride. The sad thing is me and DMV said that with Saquon, and y'all said the same thing you said. He hurt too much. That's exactly what I said. When DMV was saying, you better go get Saquon. Y'all was saying he old, boss. He injury prone.
Miles Sanders ain't hurt too much, bro. And we talked about success in the past. When Miles had his success, Nick Chubb was doing better than him. Why we keep doing that, bro?
Yeah.
And Miles Sanders, very best, he couldn't.
Look at Jeff.
Woosah, bro. Woosah, bro. Like, we gotta stop doing that, dog.
Woosah.
We are losing ass.
For real.
We are losing ass fan base. I swear. We didn't got the fight beat out of us, bro. We can't even be aggressive. Yeah. We just gonna take them shoveling shit down our throat. Here you go. Here's Miles Sanders. Got cut from the damn Carolina Panthers. The worst team in the damn league. Now
Yeah,
here's
and
the
then
thing:
this is the last thing I'm gonna say to
did Chubb
Russell.
get covered rounds? The fans want Chubb back. Nobody wants Miles Sanders back. They ain't even want him back in Philly. They ain't even want him back in Philly. They was like, oh, Swift, that's an upgrade. Forget Miles Sanders. My bad,
Right.
bro. My bad, bro.
You
Because at the
good?
end of the day,
I'm
I
gonna
want
say
these
this,
guys.
man.
I want them to succeed.
I'm gonna just say this. Uh, and this could be my final word. It's enough people in here willing to do something for us to start making some noise on this. Uh, I'm obviously fighting for respect one tech. That's why we having the show we having right now, right?
Yeah, we should talk more about one tech too.
But
My
we not
bad.
even just dealing with that. We dealing with both of them because this is preparing us for winter.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really at this point. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about people that don't want this. If you don't want this, I'm glad you watched and I appreciate it. The people that I'm really pushing for is people that's willing to do a couple of things. Go to Twitter and put your order in for Nick Chubb to Dallas. And let's keep pushing this. And let me tell you why it's important to push it. And I mean this when I'm gonna say. One of the things that I used to always do in corporate America, because a lot of my bosses was honestly racist. Okay. So, and I knew that they was gonna say no to different things that I needed, but I would present the proposal anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, if you do this and supply do X, I will lay out a whole vision, right? Knowing that they're gonna say no. And then after I laid it out the DMV and chat, I would just sit back and wait. You know what I would wait on? A crash. I will wait on the crash. I will wait on one of their top producers to get fired or to quit, or to get a promotion. And now they scrambling for an answer. And what would they
Mm-hmm.
do? They will blow off my proposal and they will say, hey, what did you say you was gonna do with that extra intern if we gave it to you? What did you say you would do with that sales associate if we gave it to
Mm-hmm.
you? Yeah, basically it would okay approved. So you put out ideas like this not because they're going. You waiting on the crash. So like, what
Yeah.
if it's injuries break out with the backs? Don't you want
Mm-hmm.
the proposal out there for Chubb?
Yeah, for
What
sure.
happened to James Washington? He was sitting on the curb until James Washington finally got hurt again in the game, and they busted him off while he came in. Not only helped us, but also helped CeeDee Lamb. So I need fighters. I don't need the people that's complaining about the injury prone and trying to fight for Jerry money and $3 million. Listen, we need people that's gonna go take some action, go on Twitter and push this. It's the full name, not the first initial. It's hashtag Nick Chubb to Dallas. Put your thoughts in there and keep doing it. And do the one tech as well. The one tech is respect one tech. So we gonna walk and chew bubblegum on this one. I'm gonna put that in the hold on real quick. But that's my final word, man. Let's take action on this. I'm backing this 100%. DMV started it. But when I did the film breakdown with him and saw it for myself, bro, I'm getting behind this 1,000,000%, bro. Because it's just smart. And it's preparing us to win. And I'm with it. That's my final word.
Yeah. And so what I want people to understand is, do I think Nick Chubb is a superstar right now, or Nick Chubb is the 1,500-yard version of himself? No. Do I think
No.
I think he fills a void that we desperately need right now, which is our theme is winter is coming. Absolutely. And with that, we have to have the same type of passion when it comes to DT. So a name that I've been throwing to Boss and because I like the way that he played for us last year, and I like this synergy. I like his experience. He's had championship experience, and Linval Joseph. You know, I like what he brought to this team. I think
like that.
5 to 10
Yep.
snaps a game with the Mozzie and those guys and keeping it fresh. And I think that right there is what would help us stop the run. I personally, I like the idea. And I also want you guys to understand this in what Boss is saying as well. It might also be that these veterans might want to wait and see how things and sign right before camp so that they create all the leverage for themselves. This is something that I spoke with Aisha Morrison about because, you know, we talk ball all the time, and this is just something she said to me, and it makes a lot of sense. So these veterans out here might be waiting, but what I will say is if you don't like what you see in OTAs, you don't like what you see at a certain point in camp, don't hesitate. Chubb, Linval Joseph, and that's all I got, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back. Let me push this real quick, DMV, because
Okay.
I'm gonna be back in an hour. It's another show that's very important. Let me kind of get y'all ready for this. Super important that we discuss this. I mean this though. I'm not playing when be careful for these positivity pampers.
I'll be tuned in, bro.
And I'm gonna go through the danger of candy content. Because it's a lot of candy content. And it's a lot of candy content over the off season. So I'm gonna finally deal with that. And we gotta really get on the same page because it's hard to really make changes when it's a bunch of candy out there. I'm gonna explain what that means when I do that show. So I'm gonna be back at 8:00 Central. DMV, man, I appreciate you greatly. And I also appreciate y'all working with this workaround that I got. This ain't obviously my normal stream, but this is how I'm doing it right now to continue to get y'all content, man. So y'all push this out there. I mean that push. Like I say, we don't need everybody. We just need the people that's willing to fight. We
That's
just need
it.
the people that's willing to fight. If you don't want to fight, if you chilling, fine, chill. If you thinking, fine, no, we don't want Chubb, just watch us work. But we gonna get to work, man.
Stay at home.
Say that again, big dog.
If you scared, stay your ass at home.
Facts, bro. We out.
I think the girls with their nails done now.